Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Enlightened Voices podcast. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Welcome to all the beautiful people looking to cultivate healthy personal and professional relationships. Here we transform our mind and life together. Today I am starting my history making series. And we will be starting with Miss Beautiful Bobbie Goodwin. She is a featured author in the stand up anthology of Volume 1. They are about to get ready and go on a 8 city book tour. Now, I've had this banner here for I don't know how many days now. Get your tickets to this 8 city book tour, okay? www.voicesonpaper.com. There's a VIP meet and greet in Chicago. Don't go buy up them tickets until I get mine. I said I wasn't going to tell y'all until I bought my ticket. Don't get greedy because it's not that many spots left. Now, Miss Bobbie is more than just a #1 best-selling author. So I want to give you the floor to give yourself your proper flowers and us get into the beautiful message that you have.
Thank you so much, Miss China, for the opportunity to be here. It is definitely a pleasure and an honor to be on your show. You know, Sarah has spoke so highly of you, and I just thank you so much for the opportunity. A little bit about me. I am not a featured author on the stand-up book, but I am the best-selling author of the Agreement Book series. And I came in contact with Sarah, who is the featured author of the stand-up volume 1. I believe volume 1, 2, and 3. I'm not for sure, but I do know she's definitely a featured author in the best-selling book stand-up volume 1. And she mentored me. And that's how I was able, to meet her. And to be honest with you, a large portion of my success goes to her because she mentored me, she coached me in how to become the #1 best-selling the best-selling author of the Agreement Book series. Now, the Agreement Book series is talking about, it's a 4-part series, and it has 4 books that talks about agreeing with God in the areas of identity, wisdom, love, and authority. Now, in those books, they have scripture, they have an affirmation, and at the very bottom, it has, do you agree? Do you disagree? Or are you still working on it? So what happens is these books allow people to make a decision at where they are in their current phase of life. Because where you are today with your faith may be totally different from where you may be 5 or 6 years from now. So these books are very, very important to me, and they are currently changing lives. I just had a young lady who is she's the founder of a women's shelter, and she uses these books to build self-esteem in her ladies in her organization. Yes, on last year I had an opportunity to go to Hendersonville, Tennessee, and speak to a large group of women, a very large group of women in the prisons. My books are being used there as well. My books are being used as bedtime stories for grandchildren and affirmations in the morning time when the children get ready to go to school, teaching them about their authority that they have in Christ, teaching them about their identity that they have in Christ. And, all of that helps from the smallest to the largest, from the youngest to the oldest. These books really change lives. So that has opened the door for an upcoming project that I am currently a part of. Upcoming project is entitled Partnering and Parting with the Practice Husband, From Practice to Promise. Now, a little bit about that series right there. This one that's going to come up in June. That book is going to contain 23 women in an anthology. And each one of the Yes, each one of those women will have an opportunity to share their experience of being with a practice husband. And a practice husband is a husband that you have married and you did not get approval from God.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
following. I'm
Uh,
following.
okay. So since you didn't get approval from God, that marriage is having a very hard time surviving, if it survives. And if it didn't survive, this is what this book is about. For those women that married a practice husband and it did not survive, and God was able to get them out. And now they are able to tell their testimony. There are three qualifications to be a part of this book. And the first qualification is you have been married, you have been divorced, and now you are happily remarried to your promised husband. People need to know what happened, so that they won't
What?
make the same mistake.
Yes. Now, so what is a promised husband?
Absolutely. A promised husband is an assured and approved husband by God. He is assured because he is not shaky. He knows that you are his wife. The Bible says that he who finds, not us women, but he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So the husband knows what he's seeking and he is assured of it when he finds it. And he's approved of it because God has given him he's asked for this woman's hand in
Yes.
marriage. Yeah. So he is assured and approved by God.
And that sounds like a wonderful book for the younger women who are in, because I feel like in my generation, especially, we have got in the habit of looking for our husbands. It's so crazy because I was just talking to Sarah on the phone, and we were talking about her relationship with her late husband. And I asked her, I'm like, how is your healing journey? Are you ready? Are you ready or are you done? And she was like, oh, I am waiting. And that is exactly what you said. I'm waiting for my husband to find me. I do not feel that it is in my purpose to grow old and die alone. I am waiting for my husband, and I know that he is looking for me. And I think that is why it would be so important for younger women to still see benefit in this book, because you can learn from other people's experience. So if you have the lessons and you have kind of like the signs to watch out for, you don't even have to experience the practice husband. You'll probably experience him in like a relationship format, but it won't be as difficult as it would be, to go through a marriage and then let it fail and deal with it actually failing and healing so that you're ready for your promised husband. So younger women, do not think that this book is not it that it does not have something for you just because you do not meet the requirements to be in the book and write in the book and teach other women. Understand that as a woman, you are the one that it is meant to be taught to. And
Amen.
that's what I meant. That's what I meant when I started and I said, it's people take their pain and everything that they went through, and God has showed them a way to repurpose this, and it no longer is a pain. It becomes a driving force to something so much bigger that you have brought enjoyment to, and light to completely transform your life. So that's gonna be great. That is gonna
Absolutely.
be great.
Absolutely, China. And we still have 18 positions available if someone is interested. People are getting married younger now. My daughter got married 20 at 20. And my daughter has been married now for about 6 years. They just celebrated their 6 year anniversary, her and her husband. And I just feel like it's vital for people to understand what approval means. When we go to buy houses, although we may see the house of our dreams, What do we have to do first?
Get approved for that loan.
Oh, okay. And if that house is out your budget, do you get it?
No.
All right. So it's the same way. When you are going for something that's going to change your life, we need to go through God and get his approval to see if this man is going to be perfect for us. If this man is someone that he has handpicked for us. Because here's the thing. If God approves it, and he says that, okay, this is yours, then he is responsible for whatever happens, right?
Right.
Because he approved it. But when we approve it ourselves,
That's where you get in trouble. That's where the trouble come in at.
exactly. So we definitely want to make for sure that we are asking God for his approval before we get married. And some people have gotten married and they got out and they got remarried. That's one way that you can be a part of the book. The second one is you got married to the practice husband, and God came in and he changed you and him, and he made the marriage work. He
I
could
now
do
that I
that.
love those stories. I love those. I love those.
Yes, he could do that because he's God, right? And the last one is you have been married and you have been divorced, and you say, you know what? I'm just gonna wait on God. Whenever he say I could get remarried, then I will be remarried. So
Hmm.
those are the three qualifiers to be a part of the anthology entitled Partnering and Parting with the Practice Husband, from Practice to Promise. Now, let me say this on this A City book tour, I'm going to talk more about it. In every state, I will be there and I will have more information on this book. And I'm just excited about Voices on Paper. This is historical. It has
Yes.
never been done before. And
Mm.
I'm just honored to be a part of it. And I'm just happy. I can't wait to hit the road.
I'm
Voices
so
on
excited
Paper.
to yes, to see something like this, and then it be so many just different stories and different, different women of different walks of life who have been through different things and different paths. Because I've always said I'm the type of person I do not have to fall and bump my head to learn your lesson.
Amen.
I don't have to fall over that same rock that tripped you up
That's
for
right.
me to see. Oh, I better skip over that rock because it's a rock coming.
That's right.
So it's like that's why I feel like, especially as a younger woman, soon to be married, that is just so important. So that now, and I'm not trying to get just too deep into it because y'all need to buy them tickets if y'all want the information. Okay, I'm gonna
Yes.
ask this one little question for me, and y'all get the tickets. And I just want to say, I have been on that website for the prices of those tickets, and let me tell you something. Those prices are only those prices because this is the first year.
That's right.
I have attended conventions where tickets were over $120. VIP tickets were over $300, and y'all just do not miss this opportunity to be in these rooms wherever you can. It's 8 different cities. Okay, they start June 13th and ticket sales in May 23rd. So this is not something that will be around until the days of, and those VIP tickets are on, there's only 5 spots available. Like I told y'all, don't go buy up all them tickets before I get my tickets because I wanted to gatekeep that. Okay, until I got mine. I told Sarah I wasn't gonna say nothing about it until I bought my ticket, and I still said something. But for the women who did not grow up with the strong relationship with God, to where this, when He's speaking to you, you understand the obedience, you understand how to walk in that purpose, to even be in a position to understand the value of a God-fearing man, of a man who is obedient to God, and know what that looks like. what is your advice for those women? Because I feel like that is so much more of my story. I was raised by a man, so I feel like I was groomed um to be a wife just because of how my daddy taught me. And my daddy is gonna be 70 soon. So,
Wow, that's a
I had one of
blessing.
those parents.
Yeah,
So, but he was kind of like, "Oh, I'm not going to church. My mama always forced me to go to church. I'm not going to church. You don't have to go to church, but if you want to go, you can go." So
right.
that kind of left me up in limbo
Yeah.
until I got to really wanting to seek God on my own, in a
Uh-huh.
sense. So what is your advice for women like me who are I'm trying to do all of the right things. I want these things. I'm growing that understanding, but on the same hand, it's still a little foggy on what I'm looking at and what I'm supposed to be looking for.
Mm-hmm. That is an awesome question, China. That is an awesome question. And the mere fact that your heart is open to want God to be what you need him to be and everything else, that's awesome. So the advice that I could give is to completely surrender and get in a place and just, privately, it's real quiet and just say, God, I want to know you, and be sincere with it, with whatever it is that however it is you want to talk to him, just be real sincere and just let him know, I want to know you and I want what you have for me. I don't want to make big life mistakes. So I want to trust you with, I want you to trust me. I want to trust you with my life because, just talk with him and just let it be in your words and let him
Yeah,
know that you want him. Let it be in your words that you want him to lead you and you want him to guide you. There's no right or wrong way to talk to God. There is no, oh, she's been in the church 35 years and she has it down packed. No, ma'am. The only way to talk to God is to be sincere, open, and honest because he knows us. He created us and he knows your heart's desire. And if you ask him for something, trust his leading, trust his guidance. That be the biggest hang up for us,
yeah,
for me as a woman. I ask, and then when he leads, I'm like, oh no, that ain't right now. You know? But it's actually right. That's why come I say surrender. Surrender to him and let him know, I want you to take control. I want you to take control. I want you to guide my life because you gave me this life and I need you to help me with it.
mhm,
And once you give him that control, that's it. You have to let
yeah,
him do it. I feel like this analogy is coming into my head, so I'm gonna share it. If we were going to lunch together and you were to say, Bobbie, I'm gonna let you drive today because I just really don't feel like it today. And you hand me your keys. Those keys are symbolic to authority. When I get behind that wheel, do I need you to tell me to turn left, to turn right, to get over, to stop, to brake? No, right?
mhm,
You gave me the authority, so you're trusting me to get you to where we want to go.
yeah,
And the same way with God. When we give him that authority, we have to trust his plan and trust and believe that he's going to get us where he wants us to be. It may not necessarily be where we wanted to be at that very moment, but we gave him the keys and he's going to take us where he desires for us to be at that
yeah,
very moment, which is going to be the best place that we could ever be. You know, you may have
right,
thought, well, where she's just going to take me to, I don't know, Wendy's. I done took you all the way over here to somewhere where that's your favorite food, and then it was
right,
free. You see, and we get
right,
back in time for lunch. I mean, on get back on the clock on time. So when
right,
you give that authority, you're doing just that. We don't try to tell him, well, that don't look right. We have to trust his plan. So I hope that helped.
It does, because it really just makes you wonder, you know, where does the audacity of the resistance ever even come from?
I
Like
know.
it just really makes you wonder, like, where, what, like, what is that? Where in the relationship is that being passed down,
Right.
through generations? Like, where is that becoming a resistance? Because it's like one of those things, as a parent, it's like they tell you to put your helmet on your bike and you don't, and then you fall off and you hit your head, and it's like, I told you to
Yeah.
put your helmet on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of the same stuff, because it's like, and it's a girl on Facebook. She do the funniest little videos, and it's just like,
Ariel Fitz.
if if I can't think of her name, but she do but I think that is her. She do, like, if God tell you something, then she got an
Yes.
angel right there with her, and it's
Yes.
just be like, but God, and it's like, okay, like, those type of things are so funny to me. And it's another girl, I seen the video. She it was like if God had Facebook Live or something. And
Mm-hmm.
she was acting like he was just on there ready to answer questions.
Uh-huh.
And a girl got on there asking about her baby daddy. And she was like, God was like, I tried to keep you from him. I sent him to jail. You go bond him out. You got in the car with him. I flipped the car over as soon as you got in the car. You didn't get hurt because I didn't want you to get hurt. I just wanted to give you the sign that I did not want you in that place at that time. And it's like, that's really probably how he be feeling, like,
Yeah.
girl, I'm trying to tell you. Like, I'm trying to tell you, but I've seen a lot more about when it comes to trying to build that relationship, is just more so of learning how he actually speaks and how that's going to be, how he's going to speak to you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think that'll always be the biggest start, because I feel like a lot of my messages come directly through people more than it comes from being inside of the church. And I think
Yeah.
that was just because of the openness that was created for me by not having to go sit in that setting and only expect it to come from this one place.
Right.
Like,
Right.
it really opened my ears to it, more than just feeling like, oh, I'm gonna get my word at church on Sunday. It's kind of like, no, I'm listening every day, and I'm listening to who's talking to me, and I pay attention to when things really feel that they are for me.
Yep. And can I say, China, that that's the best way? Because I've been in church for a large number of years now, but I cannot say that a large number of people are doing what you're doing. They are coming to church, they're getting a feeding, they are pretending, a lot of them, and then they
Hmm.
are going home to live a life however they wanted to live it. But when
Yep.
you live a genuine life, God will use people, just like you just said, use people to get your message, to get his message to you. He will use anything. He created everything. So he could use anything. He could use people to get the message to you. He could use a billboard sign to get the message to you. He could use a dog to get the message to you. Literally. The dog could do something that you may have thought about and it didn't make sense, but it did make sense when you saw it, at that very
Yeah.
moment. He could use anything to get that message clear to you. And the thing about it is, again, it goes back to the heart. Your heart wants a genuine relationship with him, then that's what you're going to get, is a genuine relationship with him. Going to church is a very good thing, and I'm not undercutting it at all. It is a very good thing. However, it takes more than just going to church. The church has to be in you. You have to have the church on the inside of you. The church is not just four buildings, I mean, four walls and a roof. and a man at the pulpit. No, the church is God, and God has to be in you for you to make the right decisions, to do what is right
Mhm.
when no one else is looking, when
Mhm.
you think no one else is looking.
Yeah.
You have to do what is right because God sees all and he knows all. Even in the darkest of dark, he still knows and he could see everything. And when we live our life as if he is watching, we don't do certain things.
Yeah.
We just don't.
Yeah. That's the best part. I feel like, and another reason I feel like, this series is going to be so beneficial to people because I wanted to get people back into reading.
Right?
Go and actually read something and gain the tools to be equipped to handle the things that you're asking for, because that's another thing too. You can ask for a new car and you don't even have the job to pay the payment.
Yeah.
You don't even have the
Yeah.
job to pay the payments, so it's just like
Right.
that is one of those things. Everybody is looking for their man, their man, their man. It's my man, my man, my man. But there's no groups of women talking about how to be better wives and better partners and better friends to these men and how to treat these men and make sure they're happy and develop yourself. It's all just a outward finger pointing thing to men a lot of the time. And I think I always say I'm a big advocate for men simply because I was raised by one and I feel like I have a different appreciation
Mm-hmm.
for them. I just understood the sacrifice that I feel like my daddy made because I always, when he would try to have like girlfriends and stuff, I would just always cut up because it was just like, no, you need to focus on me. I'm I'm here. I'm the light of your life, and we don't have time for her. We don't. So,
Okay.
it never worked out for him in that way. But now that my dad is about to be 70 and I'm grown and I have my own family, I regret being that way because I don't know what he could have missed out on, or happiness that he could be experiencing in the form of companionship that he does not have anymore, that I am not in the house.
I
So it's
get
kind of
you.
like, as women, when it comes to just wanting to always put your feelings before a man, and a man has just always have to kind of be taught to put his feelings on the back burner, men really, they can really end up with the short end of it. And I think that men should read the book as well. It would be great if it was some men, who have married a practice wife and been divorced, and now you have your Proverbs woman. And like those type of stories would be so great to be highlighted if men would open up and tell their side of things. So that way, you truly see the divine balance of what it is that God is actually trying to do and what he's trying to say, and then how men and women actually could and should be able to come together as one.
Absolutely. And I am going to have the next anthology, once this one is completed, will be The Practice Wife. Because believe it or not, China, women, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. Some of
What
us
happened?
women have messed up these men.
Hmm.
We have. I mean, I'm talking about good men. I'm talking about men to get up in the morning, make for sure your car is full of gas and ready to go in snow. The snow done covered up the car. Your car and his car is covered. He gets yours out. He defrosts and make sure it has gas, making sure that you're ready to go to work and everything. Then he gets his truck, and then he goes to work, and then when he comes home, if he gets home before you, he's starting dinner, he's making your
Yeah.
bath water, these good men. He's making for sure that the mortgage is paid, the light bill is paid, and you have extra spending money to do things that you want to do. He's romancing you. He's making for sure that
Yeah.
you know that you're the apple of his eye. A lot of women that I have talked to and interviewed for my anthology project, I have had to decline them because they were the practice wife. They
Hmm.
admitted that they messed up. You kind of see what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
messed the man up. They said he was not a practice husband, so he could not be a part of the book. He didn't fit the qualifications because
Yeah.
they acknowledged what they had did, which is good, which is,
Yeah. Because
they're
they're
not
gonna learn.
right. But these men, like you said, a lot of them got to, receive their props and receive their credit. They just do. They have
Yeah.
to receive their credit.
And it is gonna be so needed. So just like, and I know I already asked for advice but I feel like that was for me. So just in closing, what advice can you give? I'm gonna say, especially to the younger women, because nowadays, like I said, especially in my generation, we are on the hunt.
Hmm.
They are looking. Women are. They done started this whole pick me thing. God forbid you're a good woman that want to please your man. You're a pick me. Yeah, that's what they call. That's what they call them nowadays. So it's like,
Oh,
what
wow.
is the advice for women when it comes to actually learning how to be patient and wait on your husband? Because I feel like that's the thing, that's the difference. A lot of women are going out and looking, but we don't know how to wait for him. So what is your advice in closing for that situation?
So I would use this analogy. When you go to a restaurant and the server comes and she takes your order, right?
Right.
You are now waiting for your food to get out there. Now, what do you do in your waiting? Some of us get on our phones. Some of us hold conversations with whoever we're with. We may go to the restroom, go wash our hands, and get prepared. All of these things are done in your waiting. In your waiting, that's what you need to be doing, is preparing. You need to be preparing for what God has for you. That means go to school and finish your degree. That means to finish your dreams. If you want to go to Paris, travel to Paris. Do all of the things that you want to do in your singleness. And then when your husband comes, you could properly honor him as being the man that he is to you. Because when you are married, then it changes. It's no longer about you self-serving yourself the majority of the time. It's about you honoring that husband and making for sure that you are being his help meet. That's what that's about. And in return, he is supposed to be your covering. And you all are supposed to complement each other. And you all are supposed to be as one. It's no more, well, I am going to do this and I am going to do that. No, I should have done that before I got married. Now it's we are going to do this together. What do you think about this? And what do you think about that? I think a lot of younger people always say that, what are you bringing to the table? They're looking for someone else to bring something to the table. But what do you have to bring to the table? Have you got your mouth in check? You
Mm.
see.
I asked for advice for them, not me. We already got to me, okay? So,
This is for women in general. This is for me as well. Have you got your mouth in check? Have you got your respect level in check? You see, and it's not so much as just being a child in a relationship. No, it's not about that. But it is about honoring your husband and doing what he asked you to do. And I know that a lot of younger people may not want to hear that, but the Bible says that the man, he is the authoritative figure. He is the one. He is the head. The way he designed it, that's the way it's got to be. He is
Mhm.
the head. And we have to learn how to walk in humility. And I think we as women, we're strong minded, we're bold, and we don't like to be told what to do. Sometimes we don't even like to be asked what to do, and you can't do that. You have to
Yeah.
learn how to ask God to humble you, how to fix our mouths, and how to just be what he wants us to be. So in
Yeah.
our waiting, we have to prepare
Yeah.
ourselves for what we're coming. The food is about to come to the table. Have you prepared? Have
I
you
love that.
prepared?
I love that. If that went over y'all head, that man ain't the food ain't coming yet. Okay. Food ain't coming yet. They probably ain't even put it on the stove yet. If that went over your head, okay, the meat still might be marinating. Might still be marinating in the fridge. It's still cold. Plate is empty. Plate is empty. If that went over your head right there. Miss Bobbie, it was so great to have you on here today. I'm gonna be in New York. Um, I will be the special guest in New York doing poetry, and then I will also be attending in Memphis because that's not very far from me. Because Miss Sarah told me that you and Rachel live in Memphis, and I go there all the time. I'm actually gonna be there next weekend for a poetry event. I'm gonna invite y'all because I love the vibe there. I'm gonna send y'all the Eventbrite link because it is absolutely great. This month is National Poetry Month, so it will be a event. Just praising all of the great poets before us. And it will
Okay.
be an event solely for them. The women and the men who perform this poetry is just absolutely beautiful. The place is lovely. It's gonna be at La Rumba.
Oh, I've heard of that. That's real nice.
Yes, yes,
Downtown.
yes. It's gonna be
Yeah.
at La Rumba. It is always
Okay.
the last Friday of the month, so I'm definitely gonna send you the link because I would love to see you there on the 25th.
Okay, I definitely will try my best to be there, China. I really will. I will try my
Yes.
very best to be there. Absolutely. And I want to just share with the people one more time. If any of this advice that I have given concerning the practice and the promised husband has been interesting to you, you can definitely look for more of this on the Voices on Paper tour, the 8 city book tour. I will
Mhm.
have much, much, much more to say about this anthology. And like I said, those 4 books that I wrote, they opened up the door for me to be able to do this. Because without identity, if you don't know who you are, you don't need to be
Mhm.
married. If you don't understand your authority in God, or your authority that he has given you to be able to know that this is your husband and no weapon formed against you to all these other people, if God has given it to you, you got to use your authority to keep it. You don't need to be married. If you don't understand that God gave you wisdom to be able to do his will concerning your marriage, you don't need to be married. And last but not least, if you have no love, you have no God. Because God said that he is love. The equation is God equal sign love. They are the same. So if
Hmm.
you have God, you have love. And if you have love, you have God.
I love that. And that was such a different confirmation for me. My cousin took me to a church last weekend, and the cross equals love is the symbol for their church. And
Mm-hmm.
I had been thinking on if I was gonna go back. So that was just crazy. That, thank you for that. It was so wonderful having you on. Enlightened Voices is completely honored for you to be the first guest of the Making History series. Thank you for your
Thank
courage
you.
to turn your pain into the passion that will drive us all into the life that we want to live. Because, like I said, here at Enlightened Voices, we transform our mind and life together. I love, love, love having you on today, Miss Bobbie. I need to find you on Facebook because somebody definitely made a fake page.
Oh
Somebody
my
made a fake
God.
page.
And
I
I
sent it to
took,
Sarah, and she was like, "Oh no, oh no."
that was not me. It was so funny. You was like, are you feeling better? What? I'm feeling fine.
So he was like, "I am not sick." I was like, ma'am, you said you had a sinus infection."
And did not.
Man, people are so funny. So I'm gonna have to have Miss Sarah send. Well, I got your number now, so I mean, it'll probably pop
Yes.
up on my people you may know. But thank you so much. I won't keep you any longer. You have the
Thank you.
best rest of your day that you can create. And again, thank you so much. Thank you,
Can
thank
I
you, thank
just can I
you.
just say one more thing, that if people are interested in being a part of my anthology, they can definitely reach out to me at www.agreewithgodnow.com. I would love to interview them and see if they're a great fit. Share your testimonies. Like you said, the younger people are looking for their husbands right now. And we don't want the younger people to get caught up with no practice husband. I spent 10 years of my life with a practice husband. No, I don't want that from anybody. So www.agreewithgodnow. And that's my website. And I would love to
Okay.
listen to your story so that you can add another testimony in my anthology.
Yay. Okay. Like she said, www.agreewithgodnow.com. That means move now. Be in the now.
That's
And
right.
we will see you at the 8 City Book Tour, Miss Bobbie.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah.